Hi everyone, this is Finance Gal, and I'm so excited to be here today. This is going to be a quick intro because a lot of you are new here, so I wanted to give a little bit more background. Who am I? What do I do? And why should you even listen to me? So, first of all, my name is Finance Gal. I have been working on this platform since 2021. It started as a class project for one of my courses at USC, actually, and I am super happy I ran with it. The course was supposed to for you to start your podcast, and I was already doing all the digital media behind it. So I was like, hey, let me just start posting it. Then one thing led to another. I realized that no one owned the Finance Scout domain or trademark. So I just went along with it, and especially, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later, but money is something that really shaped who I am today. I went through some really hard time with finances, and I didn't really have a easy accessible resource to kind of reference. I had to learn everything on my own. It was very challenging. So I'm just really happy to be here and have this platform to kind of share and reach all of you. So, a little bit more about what I do, right? I am a big budgeter. I love saving on areas that don't bring me as much joy, but I also like how budgeting allows me to spend on areas that bring me joy, right? Without feeling bad about it. So, for example, I don't really care about going out to eat at fancy restaurants that much, but I love traveling. So it's okay to allocate my budget in a way where my eating out budget is less than $100 a month, but my travel budget sometimes goes up to $300-400 a month. So that's okay. And of course, investing is something that I am very passionate about. Notice here that I said investing and not trading. That's one of the big things for me is that all these people online, they try to get you to day trade. They're just trying to sell you something. Like, what I'm really here for is to incentivize you guys to think about long-term investing and how you can build your portfolio. And of course, like, we automate all of it because we're all busy. So, a little bit more about my background. I am from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I was born and raised there until I was around 17 years old. There was a really harsh depression there, and my family went into bankruptcy. It was a really hard time for me, especially because I had just started looking into schools here in the US. And when they came up to me and like, hey, we actually can't support you anymore. You have to come back to Brazil and we can't afford you to go to school there. That was really, really tough. I had to essentially go back home and just live the life there, which is totally fine, but not something that I was dreaming my whole life of doing. And I got into a really dark place. I was depressed for a while, but then eventually I figured out, hey, like, this whole self pity is not going to get me any step closer to my goals. Let's get some action going. Right. And then I'm really proud today to talk about my achievements and what I have done since then. I have a 200K plus net worth. And this is really exciting because I actually just hit 100K last year. And that took so many years of hard work and accumulation to get there. So the fact that from 100K to 200K was a year, it's really encouraging. And especially since my goal is to hit a million soon, right? And hopefully every 100K just gets easier and easier. Then also, I'm really proud of my family being out of bankruptcy. I've been able to support my family here from the US in Brazil and just be able to give them support of anything that they need, like financially, and helping them set themselves up with a financial plan as well. And also, like I talked about, I was not having any sort of funding for my family to go to school here, but it's definitely something that I really want to do. So I'm really proud to have gotten a full tuition merit scholarship to go to USC, which was one of my dream schools, anyways. I was super, super happy about it, and it, without a doubt, changed my life for the better. Another thing I'm really proud of is this page, Finance Scout. It's something that I started in school, but I really, really enjoy doing it because it helps other people and hopefully prevents some challenges of happening, right? If you learn a little bit more about how to manage your money, you can be in a better spot when a tough situation comes around. Then, of course, when I was going through the really hard time at home, I kind of took about it to make things better for myself. So I started learning about interest rates. How does that affect what I earn in the bank? I remember at the time I had to literally call every single bank and be like, how much interest would you give me on a balance this much? And it was a lot of playing around and just hanging out and calling again, right? Because I was determined to get some interest. I do not have a lot of money at the time. I think I had around 10K, but every dollar that earned, right, it made a difference, especially since I had zero coming in. Then the fact that I got that full tuition merit scholarship to USC, I can't even describe the feeling that I got once I received that letter because it was such a big pivotal moment in my life. I was pretty much set on going back home because I couldn't afford to be here anymore. But then, kind of seeing that this institution believed in me and kind of saw my future potential, I I was just really emotional, and that was really pivotal moment in my life. It changed my life for the best, really. And once I got to USC, it was great that tuition was covered, right? But what about room and board and activities, travel? It was still something that I had to figure out for myself. So I put this schedule here. That was one of my typical weeks. And as you can see, there was no free time at all. Like if I was not in class, I was studying or I was working. I literally had up to 5 jobs at one point, and it was really, really tough, but thankfully I was still able to graduate with the highest honors. I had a 3.91 GPA. I have also my undergrad and my master's. I was able to get both degrees within the 4 years. It's something that I'm really, really proud of, and all of that while doubling my net worth in college. Going back to today, this is why I'm here. I went through a really tough time, but I don't want you to go through a really tough time by yourself, right? I believe that no one has to navigate tough financial struggles alone, and there is a lack of trustworthy, unbiased resource out there. So I'm just here to spread the knowledge. I'm not looking to profit out of this. I have my 9 to 5 job that keeps me very busy, but this is really my passion, so to speak. So I'm really excited to be here sharing this with you all, and I hope that you follow along. Like I said, my goal is to hit a million by the time I'm 35. I'm 10 years away. I'm feeling hopeful in that one. But I not only want to get rich, I want you to get rich with me. So, really, let's get rich together. Thank you for watching and for being here.